So welcome back. Those that are new to the channel, my name is Dr. Taylor and this is Physicians for Wishes. So today we're in Winchester, Indiana to meet Devin Loudy and his family. So this nominee was submitted to us by multiple people, including a few physicians and his mom. And so this is a especially important video because this is actually our first wish nomination for the channel. I'd like to thank you both for sitting down and Devin for wanting to share your story and for allowing Physicians for Wishes to be a part of this. Kind of take me back to the beginning. How old were you when you were first diagnosed?
Did I get diagnosed at 13 or was it, okay, well, 13.
13. And what were some of the symptoms that you had at that time, some of the things that were going on that made you want to get tested? And Chrissy, that kind of alerted you?
Headaches.
Headaches.
Literally, that's all I was having was just very bad headaches.
Okay. And then what kind of progressed after that?
They just kept getting worse until they're like, oh, hey, we haven't want you to get an MRI because you have such bad headaches. And they just thought it was, I needed glasses, but I had like perfect vision.
Yeah, we went for an eye exam because I thought he needed glasses. His dad and I both wear glasses, and they found some swelling on the optic nerve of his left eye. So they referred us to another eye center that could do more specialized testing. And he looked and he said, yeah, there's definitely swelling and maybe some calcification. Could be just normal 13-year-old growing. And he was gonna make us wait 3 months and come back and recheck. And then he said, you know what? I've seen this before, let's go get an MRI. Sent us for an MRI and called us the next day and called us in and said, we found a brain tumor. So.
What was kind of the response, the reaction immediately after hearing something like that?
Scared to death. What about you?
Honestly, I didn't really have a response besides, oh, fun, I gotta have brain surgery.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, he was 12 when we found the first tumor.
Sure.
And the first tumor, we had surgery and it was benign. It wasn't until we went back for his 3-month follow-up. They did a repeat MRI just to check after post-op, and it had come back, doubled in size, and they said, now we think it's cancer. So, and then that, he had turned 13 right before that.
And then how much longer after that diagnosis led to, you know, the craniotomy?
They had admitted us to the hospital right away. When we went back for that MRI and they said it's back, they admitted us that day and started running testing. They, scanned all other organs in his back and his belly and x-rays and looking to see if there was cancer anywhere else, to see if maybe it had started somewhere else and spread to the brain. So then we were in the hospital. They admitted us Thursday, Friday, Saturday he had his second craniotomy. So I mean, it was like immediate. They knew if we had to get in and get it out. And the doctor kind of forewarned us that we think it's cancer this time, it's come back this quick. So we kind of had that going into it, being worried. It was cancer. And I have a family history of GBM. So of course my brain's going crazy. I hope it's not that, I hope it's not that, and the first phone call we got while he was in surgery was, it's testing out, it looks like it is a grade 4. And having a little bit of medical knowledge, I was immediately scared to death. And it wasn't until the final, at the end of surgery, when his physician came to tell us she had it all removed. It does look like it is glioblastoma. I lost it. He was still out of it and had no clue, but I mentally lost it because I knew I had already lost family members to it. And so then I knew what was coming our way.
So how have things progressed over the years since the initial diagnosis until now?
2 chemo drugs was our original 1-year plan, was 2 drugs to combat it. They were the only 2 drugs, like they genetically tested his tumor.
And radiation.
And we did 6 weeks of radiation, and then we started a year-long chemo. And so we did the 2 drugs that they said his tumor was receptive to. And it began growing after the year. And they said, we don't have any other options unless we do a clinical trial. They offered him a clinical trial that was a pill, and he agreed to try that. I mean, he's been physically healthy, no seizures. He lived 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You were 17 before he had his first seizure. I mean, he lived a pretty good, normal life for a person going through cancer.
So going to high school, everything was kind of normal, at least somewhat normal after that. What happened around 17 then?
He had his first seizure at home. I was up getting ready for work, and our dog actually was sitting at his doorway, staring in his room, like kept looking back at me and back in his room, and I'm like, "Why do you want Jasper?" So I walked into Devin's room to see what was wrong, and he was on the floor, completely out of it, had urinated himself, and I was a nurse by then, having the knowledge, I'm like, I think he's just had a seizure. The cancer did continue to come back, even after the clinical trials, and when it continued to stay in the one area on the right side of the brain, his neurosurgeon said, I will go in and cut that out. If it gets big enough, we'll go in and cut it out as much as I can. When it crossed over to the left side of the brain, she offered to do surgery, but then a spot popped up in an area that was non-surgical. And so then she said once that spot popped up, she would not cut him open anymore. She said, if I can't get that spot out, I'm not putting him through any more craniotomies because that one will always continue to grow. So we just did multiple doses of radiation. He's had 5 rounds of radiation, just trying to shrink him or slow him down. And it's all seemed to work. I mean, every time he was like, I'll do all the radiation you want. It doesn't make me sick. I will not do any more chemo. And then they'd offer another trial and he'd try it. But, during the chemo, he'd be down. He'd get chemo on Thursday, he'd be down Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and normally by Monday he was backing up and going to school. Activities had to go away. I mean, he was no longer allowed to play sports. He was in band, he had to drop out of that. Lost visual fields after the first surgery, so it kind of limited some of the stuff he was able to do. We did try driver's ed. We did the online classes. He practiced driving with me. He just never was capable of getting used to turning his head and realizing that left visual field was gone. He never accommodated for that. He was good until his 18th birthday.
I had a seizure on the day.
Seizure on his 18th birthday. He was at school in welding class. And he can kind of sense or feel them coming on. He gets numbness and tingling in his left hand or his left leg. And I think he felt like it was coming on, and he stood up to go say something to the teacher and fell flat on the floor and started seizing. And that time he was intubated because they couldn't get the seizures to stop. So.
And then in terms of, I understand recently you had mentioned enrolled into hospice?
We did. And we've all tried to explain to him what they're capable of providing. It's not, we're sending you home to die. I think too many people get that in their head. And
it's making him comfortable.
Yes, making him comfortable, and they were an extra resource for me.
Sure.
This last weekend we had multiple falls. I called hospice, they're gonna have a walker here this week. Before I would have gone through a long process to get a walker. The ease of having a nurse 24/7 was my big thing. Yes, I am a nurse, but having that extra resource helps a lot, that I can call them and they can have something here, within 24 hours.
Now I understand that you guys applied for through another organization about a vacation, but that it was not granted because he was too sick.
Correct.
What does it mean to you that Physicians for Wishes can now grant that wish?
I think it's awesome. There haven't been as many stipulations with the Physicians for Wishes. We're able to take more family members than what they would have allowed. You didn't look at his diagnosis, or you didn't look at what the medical terms are telling you is wrong with Devin. You physically can see him and know he's capable of traveling, where the other organizations didn't. They looked at records and said, oh no, this is too risky. And being able to have all of us as a family go do something like this and just be carefree is gonna be amazing. Yeah, it's been a rough couple of months, so this is really exciting for us.
Awesome, I'm happy to be a part of that. And so we got 2 days. I got a few details that I need to get done yet, but we'll finish setting up and I'll see you in a couple of days.
Yay!
Okay.
So I'm very excited about today. Today marks our first Wish vacation, and we are headed to Union Pier, Michigan, to the beach house there. Now, we are going to be there a couple hours before Devin and his family arrive to take care of a few things, in addition to stopping at the store for a few last-minute items that are going to help make this trip special. Welcome to Clinical Break 101. So this segment will happen with each nomination video to highlight teaching points pertinent to the diagnosis. Let's get started. So glioblastoma, also referred to as a GBM or a grade 4 astrocytoma, is a type of cancer that starts as a growth of cells in the brain or the spinal cord. And glioblastoma forms from cells referred to as astrocytes. And it's these astrocytes that help support the nerve cells. So the cancer quickly grows and can invade, and it destroys all the surrounding healthy tissue. So per an article published on hopkinsmedicine.org entitled GBM, Advancing Treatment for a Dangerous Brain Tumor, the biggest thing there is that GBM inspires fear because of its almost unstoppable aggression. So just a generation ago, the diagnosis meant a prognosis of weeks or months, and currently potential for years. GBM is considered the most common malignant brain tumor. It accounts for nearly 47.7% of all cases. The incidence is roughly about 3.2 per 100,000 people within the population. The median age at the time of diagnosis is 64, and it is more common in men as compared to women. Survival is poor, with roughly a 40% survival rate within the first year, and then that decreases dramatically to 17% within the second year. So symptoms will vary based on the location of the brain tumor itself, but it can include persistent headaches, double vision, blurry vision, loss of appetite, vomiting, changes in mood and personality, changes in the ability to think and learn, new onset seizures, and the gradual onset speech difficulty. So the most important diagnostic modality for diagnosing a glioblastoma is MRI, or known as magnetic resonance imaging. And so after a brain tumor is detected on CT or MRI, a neurosurgeon then obtains tumor tissue for a biopsy, and then that tissue is then examined by a neuropathologist. So the mainstay of treatment for GBMs is surgery, followed by radiation and then chemo. The primary goal is to essentially remove as much of the tumor as possible without injuring the surrounding brain tissue. But as we've learned, the tumor itself, the glioblastoma itself, is highly aggressive and invades all the surrounding tissue. And so GBMs are surrounded by a zone of these migrating and infiltrating tumor cells that will invade all the tissues, and it makes it nearly impossible for the neurosurgeon to remove the tumor in its entirety. So surgery provides a debulking of the tumor. It carries the ability to prolong the lives in some patients and improve the quality of the remaining life because of how much of the tumor has been removed. So in most cases, the surgeon performs a craniotomy, and they're opening the skull to reach the tumor site. And so after surgery, when the wound is healed, radiation and chemo can then begin. The goal is to kill the remaining tumor cells that have infiltrated the surrounding brain tissues. And so Dr. Mark Gilbert, he is the chief of the National Institute of Health's Neuro-Oncology branch, stated, "Despite ongoing worldwide efforts to develop new therapies for this type of brain cancer, none has so far improved survival appreciably. This is definitely an area of unmet need. We have to do so much more for patients with glioblastoma. There is still no cure." And this has been your Clinical Break 101. As with any Wish nomination, I want it to be as stress-free as possible for the family. So again, they're on their way here. A few things that we got for them. a couple gift cards, $100 to cover gas and $100 to help cover food. We found out that Devin absolutely loves s'mores, so we have everything you need for that, including the bonfire out front, the marshmallows, the graham crackers, and the chocolate. And then for the first time ever, Devin is actually going to be getting our very first shirt of the channel. So the logo on the front, and then Physicians for Wishes. One of his favorite drinks that we found out from his mom, Chrissy, is Mountain Dew Baja Blast. So we make sure that we got plenty of that for him as well. So my goal with Physicians for Wishes is to bring a much needed smile to those in need with a critical illness. Now I realize that with some of our nominees, they may be very sick, limited in what they can do, may not be able to travel far, or it's been a long time since they smiled. So it's for this reason that I was able to get a list of all the things that Devin loves to hopefully bring that much needed smile. So we have the secluded family time, the sunrise and sunset on Lake Michigan, the beachfront house, the hot tub, the fire pit, the s'mores, and of course his favorite, the Baja Blast. So let's go welcome the family to their 4-day vacation. Welcome home for 4 days.
Hi! Here. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Gotcha? Yeah. We're just gonna leave
How
that
was the
stuff
drive,
for a minute.
Devin?
How was your drive, Devin?
Good. Sorry, my legs are numb.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Been sitting,
Just tired from sitting, aren't you?
yeah, I've been sitting in there
Yeah.
for a while.
I'm guessing this is Grandma.
That's Grandma.
Give me a hug.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And then, all right, I haven't met.
Come on around, guys.
Yeah. Now who is everybody?
That's the girlfriend.
You're the girlfriend.
Maya.
All right.
Mackenzie, my daughter.
Okay. Hi.
I'm older brother.
Older brother.
And his friend Ellie.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, it's nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So we'll show you around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
I got you a few things that I know you'd like.
I can already tell.
So I heard you like Baja Blast, and I made sure I got you enough of it. All right.
Awesome.
I don't know if that's enough.
I wanted to make it super easy, so I do have 2 gift cards, one $100 for gas, $100 for food.
Oh, okay.
I think the nearest store is Walmart,
Okay.
right down the road. And so I wanted to save the very first shirt for you.
That's awesome.
All right, that's for you.
Say thanks.
Thanks. Now I'm gonna look like a nurse. Just
Now
like
I know. Did you look out the window? Look at that.
Oh, jeez.
Beautiful.
Nice. Honestly, it basically just looks like a picture more than anything.
Tub is literally. Oh, that's the other.
Oh, it's got hot
So you guys want to go down the hot tub?
He did a good job, didn't he?
I will trade in the hot tub I have at home for this.
Traded in for this. This is gorgeous.
To quote Steve Rogers in Captain America's Civil War, he said, "Compromise where you can, where you can't, don't. Even if everyone is telling you that something is wrong, is something right. Even if the whole world is telling you to move, it is your duty to plant yourself like a tree, look them in the eye and say, no, you move."
So kind of the last thing that we had kind of planned for you is I had heard that you like spicy food. I also heard that you like barbecue, buffalo. So there's a Red Arrow Roadhouse restaurant that's right down the road, okay? And I understand it's kind of difficult getting around, difficult getting to a restaurant. And so I'm gonna order that and bring it here, all right? So we'll pull up the menu. I'll let you order whatever you want. We'll all have barbecue. and that'll be kind of the last time together before we go ahead and head out.
Okay.
All right?
Yay.
Hope you guys enjoy the barbecue. Again, it was kind of, I wanted to bring everything that you like, and I wanted to bring it to you. And so I hope you guys as a family enjoy all this, have fun. I'm gonna be rooting for you every single day, okay? I'm gonna be heading out. In the meantime, over the next few days, you guys enjoy your vacation. Feel free to send us any pictures, any video of the trip itself, and then whatever you'd like included in the final video, and we'll put in there, okay?
Awesome.
So I'm gonna keep rooting for you, all right? All right.
Thanks.
Let's get fat.
Let's get back.
I love it.
Just a little bit there. Let's get healthy.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're
so
welcome.
Much.
You're
Really
welcome.
Appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
I'll shake your hand.
All right.
You guys can have all my hugs.
This is awesome. It really warms my heart. It's it means a lot. It is something we've never been able to do, have all of us together, and seeing Devin happy and walking around the house and making jokes, and it's just, I don't have the right word. It's unbelievable to know that he can even be here at this point in time, and for you to make it where we could all be here and enjoy Devin. I mean, at home, I've been with him for the last 7 months, taking care of him, and to have everyone here and do something fun, it's relaxing for me. I know it's probably relaxing for Devin because he's not laying around thinking about it all the time, but it just, I don't have a good word. It's awesome. It's really awesome to have all my family together and be able to have fun and not think about our daily life. We just get to relax.
So this has been Physicians for Wishes and our very first Wish nomination for the channel. If you've not done so already, please subscribe to help support this cause. If you have someone that you'd like to nominate for a wish or submit a location for us to do a community give back video, or even a business that's looking to help sponsor a video, please send those to physicians4wishes@gmail.com. For those looking to donate to help support this cause, the GoFundMe link is in the description. And if you love the shirt Devin was wearing, the link to the channel store is in the description. In the words of Ellen DeGeneres, be kind to one another. We'll see you next time.